Hey y'all, I'm back. I know it's been a bit, but I've been super busy. October is a really busy month for us. My kids go to a very small private school, and their biggest fundraiser of the year for the last 64 years has been the Halloween Carnival. And I signed up to be homeroom mom of my oldest, who's in third grade's class. And I'm in charge of the haunted house. So it's been very busy the last month. We've been painting plywood for about 4 weeks, designing the exterior and interior walls for the haunted house, and it's all coming together for this weekend. I'm actually working on my last project, which is making a Slimer ghost from the movie to go over the front entrance to the haunted house. So I've been working on that, but today I've got to go finish getting the rest of my kids' Halloween costumes. So we're going to film a little vlog. I'm going to hit the post office and drop off a package that I need to mail of an item that sold on Poshmark a little while ago. And then we're going to go to the thrift store to find the other pieces I need for their costumes. So my kids are going to be Eddie Munson and Dustin Henderson from Stranger Things. So I'm really excited. My youngest is been wanting to grow his hair really long, so this will be fun because he gets to wear a long wig. Should be really cute, but I need to go to the thrift store and find some extra pieces of items for their costume. So I just figured it'd be fun to take you guys with me if you're interested in checking it out, and I'm sure I'll pick up other pieces that I find to resell. So let's get on with it. All right, so we're starting in sweaters. As you saw, that cool kind of vintage. I'm always looking for vintage fun sweaters. But I don't always get to hit the sweater and top section because I have my faves that I like to go to. Also like to try to fix sweaters and shirts that are falling off the hanger just to be nice and courteous in the store. Sometimes the workers will give you a discount. And here's a Lucky Brand sweater. I have one very similar listed that's been for sale for a while that hasn't sold. Same crisscross in the back. So I did pass on that. And then this is a Free People floral sweater, but I thought this style was a little bit dated, so I didn't get that either. But I have my favorite sections that I always hit in the thrift store. This thrift store, I don't always find tons of stuff, but it's close to my house. And I knew I needed to go and check out some of this stuff for my kids' costumes, so I figured might as well do some sourcing. And then I hit jeans. Jeans is one of my favorite sections to pick up. I get a very good return for jeans. Normally the brands I'm picking up sell for 50 and above, so that's a nice profit margin because jeans in my area are about $6.49 unless you get the color of the week tag at Goodwill, which means they're half off, which this week was purple. Now, I did end up picking up a pair of jeans, but as you can see, as we are mulling through these, I'm not finding a lot of good brands. This is also the reason why I like to travel and thrift. So in South Mississippi, I don't find tons of the brands I like to sell at one thrift store. I would have to go to 3, sometimes 4 thrift stores in a day to pick up the merchandise that I'm looking for to sell online. And just isn't conducive for my business. So, what I do is about once a month at least, I head out of town to New Orleans, to Mobile, Alabama, sometimes to Florida, maybe even Jackson, Mississippi, which is about 3 hours away, do some major sourcing, get some mid-tier designer stuff that I like to sell, and it works for me. So if you don't have great thrifting in your area, maybe try traveling. Okay, so here's my haul. I got this little mini leather jacket for the Eddie Munson costume. He'll layer it with a denim vest. Then I got this really cool Columbia shacket for my kids, totally on trend for the season, and just $2.50. Then I got this jack-o'-lantern on a skateboard, says trick or treat, perfect for Halloween, and my kids love skateboarding. Then I got a baseball tee for the Dustin costume. He'll layer it with a button-up kind of quirky shirt. And then to resell, I got these Juniors brand denim shorts with little daisies. They were half off, so $2.50 and new with tags. And then this adorable new with tags Talbot's gingham blazer in pink and white. Love it. It was originally $158 and I bought it for $650. Great price. And then these jeans were a button fly high rise, and this is the new Anthropologie Pilcro label. So I had to grab that for the great price of $7.50. You know, I was going to make that all my video, just that quick little vlog, but you know what? I think I'm going to wait and edit this and actually film at the Halloween Carnival so you can see the kids and the finished product of all the pieces that I thrifted. Also, I might hit another thrift store because I'm not sure if all the pieces I picked up are going to work the way that I want them to. So there might actually be some more thrifting in this video. So I'm just going to save it and we'll see what happens. And then you'll get to see the finished product of my kids in their Halloween costumes. Hey y'all, another day, another thrift store. Today we're at St. Vincent de Paul in Ocean Springs. I'm going to finish my thrifting for my kids' Halloween costumes. So this will be part 2. Hopefully we can find the rest of it here, or I might have to hit another thrift store. But of course I'll be picking up items to resell also. You know, if I'm in a thrift store and I can find something to flip for a profit, your girl's gonna pick it up. So hopefully we'll find both, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And then tonight I head up to start setting up the haunted house for tomorrow. So you'll get a little footage of that too. Let's head on in. So this St. Vincent de Paul thrift store is one of the newest thrift stores on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's the location of a former Goodwill that did not open after COVID. We had opened an Ocean Springs megastore and this location just wasn't needed by Goodwill anymore. So St. Vincent de Paul came in. I don't come here very often because although they have good things, their prices can be outrageous. But I did head to kids and found this denim jacket that had cotton sleeves that would have been super easy for me to cut off and make into a denim vest for the Eddie Munson costume. But they wanted $13.99 for this kid's jacket I was going to cut up. Then I found this denim jacket and figured I could just cut the sleeves off. It was priced much better at $8.99 and the green tags were discounted, which I'll show you in a minute. So I did grab this jacket. Then I wanted to look for some khaki colored pants for the Dustin Henderson costume. And I looked through these. They didn't have any in my son's size that kind of would fit and that were priced well enough for me to pick up. So I didn't end up getting those, but we did have khaki shorts and pants at home. So I figured I could just use one of their pieces instead of thrifting something. So this store does have 3 color tags of the week. Pink was 20% off, green 40% off, and yellow 60% off. I also like that this store has a lot of hard goods. You know your girl loves to pick up some hard goods, especially mid-century era 1940s to 1960s. So I was on the hunt for some of that, but I didn't see anything this day that really interested me or that I wanted to pick up as far as hard goods. But it's always fun to look. I did see these pieces down here that looked like American pottery. They were stoneware from Japan, probably mid-century, but they were just saucers with no teacups. So I did leave those behind and then headed back into the clothes to look some more. So we're back in denim, but this is kids denim. I like to check the kids denim and actually the men's denim because sometimes, look at there, I found some women's Madewell jeans, button fly, high rise. Totally would have picked them up if they weren't $13.99 and that tag was not on sale. But do you do that? Do you check other sections, even if you're a women's clothing seller, to see if you can find some women's pieces? Because I certainly do, and I have found some great pieces, especially in jeans. So the next section I'm hitting today is the dresses. I love dresses. It's one of my absolute favorite sections to go through in the thrift store. It is my top selling category and I make the most profit on dresses. So you're always going to see me hit dresses. Now, there weren't a lot of great modern brands in this thrift store that day that were worth picking up. They did have a bunch of vintage, which I love selling vintage, but a lot of the vintage pieces they had were rather matronly. And when I'm looking for vintage, I'm looking for fun, quirky pieces that people can mix and match into a modern wardrobe. Now, you do have people who wear vintage that are purists, who wear all vintage, or maybe are into costuming and they're going to do all era costuming, sort of vintage. But most people who are buying vintage are going to mix and match with modern wardrobe pieces. So that's what I look for. Now, I did pick up this Bowden dress. It was corduroy. I love to sell Bowden. It was marked up a little bit, but the tag was discounted. And I got these Gap skinny jeans for the Eddie Munson costume. Okay, I only found three things in there. I found a Bowden dress to resell. Their prices are kind of high in there, so I didn't find too much more that was worth paying up for. I would have bought those Madewell jeans, but they were like $16.99 or something like that. I don't know, you could see in the video. They were just way too expensive. So I am going to go ahead and head to the Goodwill over here in Ocean Springs because all I picked up in there for my kids' costumes were a denim jacket for my son who's going to be Eddie Munson. I'm going to cut the sleeves off because he wore a denim vest over a leather jacket, so that's going to be perfect. And I might put a Metallica patch on the back because if you've seen the series, you know about the Metallica solo. And I got him some tight stonewashed jeans in like a gray wash, and so I think those are going to be really great for Eddie Munson. So I need to go get a couple things for my other son for his costume, Dustin. I need to get a weird print button-up shirt that he can wear over the baseball tee I got him yesterday. I need to find him some khaki pants, and then I need to get him a little curly wig, almost a mullet. So that should be fun. So let's head to another thrift store. So this is the Goodwill Megastore that I mentioned a little while ago in the video. When this store opened, the old Goodwill closed and was replaced by St. Vincent de Paul. This is the second largest Goodwill on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I do like sourcing here. I found some goodies, but they also like to mark their stuff up. So it can be definitely hit or miss in the store, but I did decide to head on over to shoes, look around for a little bit, and found some Stuart Weitzman. I thought about them for a minute. They were marked at $7.99, which was okay. But Stuart Weitzman has really been sitting for me, so I decided to go ahead and pass. I do like to pick up shoes because you can make a nice return on investment in the shoe category. But one of the drawbacks can be having to put extra elbow grease into cleaning shoes. Some people do not like cleaning shoes. I don't mind a little bit, but I'm not going to get anything that's heavily damaged anymore. These are some Lucky Brand booties. They were $9.99, a little too much for me. Then I'm checking to see if I can find any other leather shoes, and I do happen upon these beauties. They are Ariat, which I would have loved to pick up, but this Goodwill had them marked at $29.99. I did go ahead and check comps because they can be good sellers, but there just wasn't enough of a profit margin. So I headed over to Blazers, which is another favorite section of mine. Blazers are super easy to go through. Vintage blazers are a wonderful seller for me. I generally sell them for $40 to $50, and what I'm looking for with vintage blazers are really different, quirky pieces that are going to fit into modern wardrobes. Usually if someone's doing a blazer, they're doing it as a showpiece, so that's what I'm looking for, something fun and interesting. Unfortunately, I wasn't finding very much this day, so it was kind of a bust. But my favorite sections are shoes, dresses, denim, and blazers. Those four sections I will always hit when I go thrifting. Those where I get the best return on investment. And that's a J. Jill jacket I thought about for a minute, but decided not to. It was a little more matronly looking and I didn't think would really fit in with my aesthetic, so I did leave it. I did really like this blazer here. Love the colors, very 80s, but I ended up leaving it. And I'm just going to walk you through this store. As you can see, it's super clean. It's one of our newer Goodwills. I usually find some great pieces in here. And we're going to head on over to the dress section because, as I said before, you're always going to find me in dresses because I get my highest return on investment in the dress section. So when I'm thrifting, I'm looking at style first. If I like a style, I'm going to stop and look at the brand. If the brand's good and the style's good, I'm probably going to pull it. I'm also looking for fun vintage pieces to mix in. I do like selling modern and vintage. And oh, look, there is a vintage Lily Pulitzer. I knew what it was right away, but I could also tell it was a white tag Lily. And unfortunately, these do not sell as well as modern Lily or the really old Lily Pulitzer. So I did leave that at the thrift store. And we're just going to finish going through the dress section and see if I can find anything else to resell online. Oh, I found this Eloquy dress. I love to sell this. This is a great, great plus size brand, but I didn't like the style of this dress. So I did go ahead and pass on that dress. Okay, so let's do a little haul, y'all. These are some white Nike Air tennis shoes. Look very much like the shoes metalheads would have worn in the 80s. $7.99 on those for the Eddie Munson costume. And then I found this midi-length linen Eileen Fisher sleeveless dress. I've been enjoying picking up Eileen Fisher, which I thought I would never say, so glad I found that. And then I got this cute little floral ruffle strapped midi-length dress by Draper James, which I've been finding a lot of lately, which is great because Draper James sells really well on the secondhand market. Then I found this great vintage piece. I knew exactly what it was. I saw it on the rack across from me and ran over. It is a 1980s Girl Scout button-up little short sleeve shirt and the matching shorts. Totally would make a great costume, so I may list them together or I may list them separate. I actually used to wear that Girl Scout shirt in high school. I stole it from my cousin and wore it as a wardrobe piece. So I knew exactly what it was and I'm excited to find that. Then some pieces for my kids, a cute little flannel plaid polo and half off, so $1.50. Can't beat that. This was a $3 Ralph Lauren button up for my kiddos. Love thrifting for almost new clothing on the secondhand market at the thrift store for my kids. Why pay full price when you can get it at a thrift store? This was a Tommy Hilfiger, again, flannel plaid, great for the holidays, $3. Couldn't pass that up. And then the last piece of the Dustin Henderson costume that I thrifted, which is a quirky button-up that will go over the baseball tee, very much his style from Stranger Things. Great haul! So we're headed 2 doors down to Spirit Halloween to get the last piece of the Dustin Henderson costume, and that will be a curly wig for my oldest son. I did order a Eddie Munson wig from Amazon for my youngest. And why is there Christmas in the Spirit Halloween store? Hello? Maybe they thought that was extra scary. I do like to look at all the fun Halloween stuff, the costumes. This is always a fun store. Can be kind of expensive, but it's fun to see what they have each year. And Halloween Carnival started this night, so I was kind of looking to see if maybe I found anything for myself to wear. Then I saw my ex-boyfriend. He was looking pretty good. I always love these displays they have at Spirit Halloween. I started getting a little worried walking around the store because I didn't see a lot of Stranger Things costumes left, especially in the kids. The only thing they had was 11 or L and no boys costumes. So I thought, ooh, does that mean everybody is dressing up as Stranger Things this year? Which, I mean, is great. I love the series, but Might mean my kids have some competition at the costume contest at the Halloween Carnival. All right, so I just finished at Spirit of Halloween, and let me show you what I got. I got this wig for my son who's going to be Dustin. I think that'll be great. And then Slimer that I'm making needs some eyeballs. So I bought him some eyeballs to stick on my sculpture when I get home. Now I'm headed to grab something to eat really quickly, get home, spray paint Slimer, and then I have to get up to the school to start constructing the haunted house. So I'll definitely be filming, and you'll see that in the video too. And stick around to see what my kids' costumes look like tomorrow at the Halloween Carnival.
Might have to poke a hole through it.
So here is the haunted house. If you didn't know from the Slimer reference, it was Ghostbuster themed, and their teacher's name is Gruich, so we called it Gruich Busters. All the little children you see on there is my son's classmates. I made them into little Ghostbusters for the wall. There's my Slimer sculpture and slime. He has slimed the exterior of our haunted house. We've got caution tape. You can see some of the spray foam was still drying at this point. We would go back and sprayed it with fluorescent green spray paint. 13 panels of plywood that we painted. There's Miss Gruich's picture under Slimer there. He was made of spray foam. And let me show you how the kids' costumes turned out. I thought they turned out great after I went thrifting. And I'm going to show you a clip from the costume contest.
Group category, Gary and Jordan Conway, our fellas from Stranger Things. Guys, I gotta ask you something. Can you rock out if you need to? If, what's his name, the Vecna guy sends all his freaks and everything, can you take care of business on the guitar?
Yes.
All right, that's good to know. That's good to know. So, are you Gary or Jordan? Jordan? You're the smart one, right? Okay. We'll talk about that later. I was going to ask you what the square root of 424 is, but you got bigger fish to fry. You guys playing Dungeons and Dragons?
We love Dungeons and Dragons.
Very good. Perfect. Okay. Awesome, guys. Thank you.
We were super proud of them and the costumes. They actually won second place in the costume contest, which is super exciting. So now let's go check out the interior of the haunted house. Why is nobody jumping out?
There's no scary kids.
There we go.
Yes, that's what we need. I even knew that was there.
It's my creepy ass secret, you know?
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Ah! As you can see from the line there, the haunted house was super popular all night. We got so many wonderful compliments about how this was the best haunted house we've ever had at Halloween Carnival, which meant so much after our hard work. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you'll consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.